Hello and welcome to another episode of Codo Cinema, the podcast show where I talk about movies. I'm your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man. I have one question that keeps rolling in my mind. There's a lot of great superhero movies out there to watch, but has there ever been a superhero film that is either not that well received or at least somewhat good or bad? Bit of both? Well, if there was one superhero film that came to my mind that has like a mixed reception, it would probably be the 2017 Justice League film. For what was supposed to be the biggest superhero team-up in the DCEU, or should I say DC Extended Universe, it turned out to be one of the biggest misfires in any superhero film. Plus, Justice League also had a lot of controversy prior to filming due to the poor reception of Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad, executive decisions from Warner Brothers, and post-production issues. The post-production issues included the death of Zack Snyder's daughter, Warner Brothers hiring Joss Whedon to reshoot the majority of the film, and of course the infamous mustache. And there's probably a lot more to go on there. So, with so much time to talk about in a short runtime, like how Justice League was a 2-hour film in exact time instead of a 2-hour and 50-minute film for the 2017 Justice League film, I might as well team up with someone to talk about the 2017 Justice League film, and that certain someone is sitting right next to me, and that person right next to me is Christian Taylor. Christian, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, hey, thank you very much. Hey, thank you for having me. It feels good to be back here again. Like, you have no idea, like, how excited I was when you told me that the topic for this episode was going to be the Joss Whedon Justice League film.
Yes.
Because, like, for anyone listening, like, if you'd heard, like, the beef footage, if you will, of our previous podcast, I mentioned how much I didn't like this movie, how it just, I don't think it worked for me. So it's like, when Mark told me that we were going to talk about this movie for this podcast, I'm like, yes, because I got beef with this movie. I want to talk about it. So.
I want to talk about this film too. In fact, I talked a lot about the Zack Snyder's Justice League in the previous episodes that I did, episode 50, episode 55, and episode 65 as well. Those are 3 episodes where I talked about the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. So feel free after this episode to go ahead and check out episodes 50, 55, and 65 where I talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League film.
And I'd also like that, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend you go support that movie because, in my opinion, it was a miracle that movie had a chance to come out and see the vision that Zack Snyder had for all of us. It was a completely different movie. I loved it. It did the movie justice, no pun intended, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a great film. I would go support it. You know, cool fact. I just saw it. It's been released on Blu-ray. I saw it at Walmart the other day.
Oh, really? You got it?
No, I didn't get it, but I saw it. It was just released on disc. So you can buy it on Blu-ray now and watch it at home. You don't need a streaming service now. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend buying it and check it out. Take it from me. I think it was good. Back to you.
In my opinion, I say it's a great film. The Zack Snyder Justice League film, although it is a 4-hour film, which I know a lot of people did criticize that runtime, even though I kind of criticized it about it too. But you know what? It's a director's cut, because here's the thing about director's cut. A director's cut is basically the full version of what the film was originally going to be. Sometimes with different plot points and additional scenes, including, like, even though I said plot points, because, or should I say improved plot points, if I were to say that correctly.
Yeah, because to get back on track, the Joss Whedon, like, his version just didn't work with me on so many reasons. But before we get to that, things leading up to this movie, like, first of all, I feel like this movie, so my first problem, I think this movie was rushed into production. I think they should have waited. Like, they should have did what Marvel did. Like, think about it. Like, leading up to the Avengers, it's like each Avenger pretty much got their own movie where it was focused on just that character. So by the time that Avengers showed up, they only had to introduce, Black Widow and Hawkeye, and that was it. The other main four were already introduced thanks to their solo films. We know who they are, how they are, what their intentions are, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Now,
and Black Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2, so she kind of got her start in that film, even though her solo film came out this year.
Yeah, so it's like we know who these people are. Now, cut to the DC universe. Only Superman and Wonder Woman got their own movies. Batman theoretically got his own in Batman versus Superman, but I guess that kind of worked. But
It did, yeah. It kind of did, but at the same time, say what you will about Ben Affleck, but I think he did a pretty good job as Batman.
Yeah, but with what he was given, I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. And so like I was saying, like Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman didn't have their own solo movies yet leading up to this film. I know Aquaman got his own movie after, but think about it. This film now has the problem. It has to introduce 3 huge main characters and give them all backstories in just 2 hours. Like, how are you going to do that? That's not enough time.
That is true. I mean, at times it can work. For example, Bryan Singer's X-Men film, the very first X-Men film that came out in 2000. I mean, it was a team-up film, but at the same time, it had a little bit more of a focus on Rogue and Wolverine. And have you seen that film?
Oh yeah, like I watched all the X-Men movies when I was around, I think I was 16, 17 years old when I got into those, and I really liked them. I actually saw Logan when it hit theaters, and in my opinion, that is my favorite X-Men out of the franchise.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That is a very good film.
Yeah, and I was bummed that the director who did the first 2 X-Men dropped for number 3 because he was working on something else.
Superman Returns.
Yeah, so they had to hire someone else to do the third film, and the film is kind of divisive along the fan base. You know what I mean? Because for a lot of reasons that we can't get into right now, but
right, exactly. And I'm pretty sure that's how the Justice League film was when Joss Whedon took over as director during post-production. Now, speaking of which, Zack Snyder still got credited as director. I mean, he still got the directing credit, but for what we got in the 2017 film was completely different.
yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Like, and that was the problem that I was worried about that when the news came out that Zack had to leave production for like the family reasons. We didn't know yet at the time what happened. So when the news was released that Joss Whedon was going to be the director, I had really mixed emotions about that. I'm like, okay, does this guy have the same vision that Zack had? Like that's the thing I was really concerned. Like, are we gonna get a completely different picture than what was planned?
I mean, that was the big question right there. I mean, I know Joss Whedon has experience with the Avengers because he did the Avengers back in 2012, and that was a good film. That was a very good film. Plus, he also did a few rewrites for other Marvel films. And since I mentioned X-Men, he also rewrote some of the script for the first X-Men film that came out, including a rewrite for Thor: The Dark World. And he also directed a post-credit scene for Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and The Winter Soldier is literally my favorite MCU movie. Like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe going on right now, Winter Soldier is my favorite. It's my favorite one.
I said that is a very good Captain America film, including
Yes.
Civil War. That one's also a good film. And this did raise question because Joss Whedon has experience with Marvel. I think I don't know about DC because here's the thing. I mean, to his credit, I mean, yeah, he was brought on board for post production after Zack Snyder dropped out. But now we know what went wrong behind the scenes with Joss Whedon.
Yeah, because, like, the main problem, excuse me, that I had was that why did he pretty much reshoot the whole thing when most of it wasn't like most of it done almost by the time Zach
most
left?
most of it was done, and some sources claimed that about 80 to 90% was reshot under Joss Whedon, while 10 to 20% was Zack Snyder's.
Now, I see that's the thing that makes no sense to me. It's like, dude, it's already almost done.
They wanted to make it a light film because the past films that Zack Snyder did for the DCEU was a lot darker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing: both directors can work, but there needs to be a balance. And somehow I do not see that balance there.
No, because you can when you watch both versions, you can tell both of them had completely different ideas on what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Like in Joss Whedon's version, it's like forget the character growth, forget the actual characters. We need to get to the action as quickly as possible. Just rush things along. These people don't need backstories.
Mm-hmm.
Just like them. They're here. Like, you need to give us a reason. Because, most of the film, the only characters I cared about were Batman and Wonder Woman because they were established pretty well in the previous movies.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But the writing for it, because they had to do a rewrite for this one. The writing, oh my goodness.
It's all over the place.
Exactly, yeah.
The whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, what is going on? Why are they fighting this person? Why are they going after this cube? Like, what is happening?
The mother box.
Mother
boxes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, probably the most infamous controversy of them all is got to be the infamous mustache.
Yeah, because literally the film opens up with the kid with his with his cell phone filming Superman talking to him, and the backstory behind the mustache. Henry Cavill was filming Mission Impossible Fallout during the reshoots, and he had to keep the mustache for that character he was playing in Mission Impossible, so he couldn't shave. So they had to CG it off, and it's just I didn't notice it at the time, but if you go back, it's
so obvious.
It's so obvious.
It's very obvious right out of the gate. Once that film starts, you see Superman with a CGI lip. That's probably one of the most obvious CGI shots that I have ever seen in the film, and it's so bad.
Yeah, I know. In the same time, it's literally in my opinion, you could take that scene out and it literally doesn't change anything. It's what was the point of that scene? It's
exactly. It looks like they used what's the word I'm thinking? It sounds like they used behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, literally. It literally looks like some kid went to a Comic-Con to meet Henry and he happened to be wearing the costume. It's let's put this camera phone footage in the film. What could go wrong? That's what
and then the next scene cuts to Batman on the roof. And to be fair, I had a mixed reception about that scene too, because it's Batman in the nighttime fighting criminals. I had a mixed reception about that one.
Yeah, and then it cuts to him fighting the creatures,
parademons.
Yeah, they're just randomly flying around. He just runs in and starts beating him up. I'm like, there was no I guess we're fighting aliens now. Okay,
yeah, but he was stopping a criminal from, I don't know what the criminal was stealing, but once Batman used the criminal to get the fear sense for the parademons, then they popped out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and that makes sense. It's just I wish we could have had time to develop to that point.
Right.
It would have been nice if the first scene was him in his house thinking about the events that happened in Batman versus Superman.
Because Superman died.
Yeah, a lot of big things happened. You would think that we would get a scene of him thinking about that, but no. We just cut to him already in the costume, fighting villains again. There's no like build up to this.
Exactly,
it just happens.
Exactly. I mean, I will say it's a pretty cool scene, seeing Batman fight in action, but at the same time, almost feels unnecessary to me.
Look, fight scenes can't make up for bad storytelling. Like,
that's true, yeah.
Like, literally.
I mean, I thought the action sequences were cool, but at the same time, when you look at it with bad CGI and bad build-up, yeah, that's pretty bad.
The fight scenes can't carry this thing. I think that's the thing for me. It feels like they were just relying on all the action scenes to carry us through this, and I'm like, it just didn't work. No.
I mean, I feel like the same can be said with the music as well, because Junkie XL, otherwise known as Tom Hulkenberg, was originally going to score the film for the 2017 Justice League film, but somehow during post-production, he was controversially replaced by none other than Danny Elfman. Now, here's the thing. I love Danny Elfman. I think Danny Elfman's one of the few great composers. Don't you agree with me?
Yeah, of course I do. It's like we literally talked about him a lot in the last podcast, and it's like I love his music. His '89 Batman theme is like the Batman theme, in my opinion.
Exactly, and parts of the Batman theme are played in this film, which is a very nice callback. But at the same time, I feel like his music doesn't really match up pretty well. And this can be explained to the fact that he was brought in last minute by Joss Whedon.
Like it's like he had no time to prepare. For all we know, he could have been working on something else. It's like, oh hey, you're doing the score for this movie now. Oh. Okay, like
I mean, he even brought in he brought in a snippet of John Williams' Superman theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and yeah, so, and on top of and here's the thing. I feel like Tom Hulkenberg could have done a better job, as explained in the Snyder cut. He did I felt that score in the Snyder cut. In this film, in the 2017 film, I don't know. I mean. I don't want to give too much flack on Danny Elfman because he was brought in last minute. I mean, to his credit, I mean, this was a last minute project.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not his fault. It's like in this business, when you're hired, it's like you can't really, argue, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's your job. People hire you to do the score. It's like. You can't really, like, I don't know, complain or have problems. You just kind of got to roll with it and make it work.
Right. And it's like I can barely hear the music in this film. I feel like the Batman theme and the Superman theme I could definitely hear. But also, if there is one moment in the score from Danny Elfman that I actually liked, it probably would be Flash's theme.
Yeah, at the same time, I agree. I really liked his theme in this, for sure. But unfortunately, that was, like, the only thing I did like. It's like the other music, like you said, it just didn't... It felt like it was for a different movie. It didn't fit this. It's like, it's not dark. Like, the whole thing was trying so hard to be like the Avengers film, like, cracking jokes all the time and everything. It's like... Okay, what are you trying to be? You're like trying to be dark, and now you're trying to be funny. It's like they couldn't make up their mind of what this is.
Yeah, I guess the executives at Warner Bros. Couldn't think up their minds when they were rendering the CGI.
It's like you can't. It's like I understand you want to do like maybe mix things at once, but you need to make your mind up on what this is going to be. Like you can't just hip hop around.
Or how about making up your mind for a villain like Steppenwolf?
Yeah, I know. Glad you mentioned that. That's the next thing I want to get to. In the 2017 version, he is, in my opinion, the most forgettable villain I have ever seen in a movie. Literally leaving the theater, I could not remember his name to save my life. I'm like, wait, what was that guy's name again?
Steppenwolf, and he's being voiced by Kieran Hines.
Yeah.
And I will say, and here's the thing. I mean, when I actually first saw this film, I remember the name Steppenwolf, but what I can't get out of my mind is the CGI.
Yeah, like the 2017 Steppenwolf, he like Like, he looked like it was like that scene with The Rock from The Mummy Returns when he's the scorpion. Have you seen that?
I have seen that film, yes.
Oh my, I just like, what is this, 2003? You're telling me that was the best CG you could do? Like, oh my gosh. Like,
I mean, hey, Marvel.
come on.
I mean, Marvel CGI is good, but they do have flaws in their CGI compared to what DC's doing right now.
Yeah,
But they are
totally
improving. They are improving their CGI
Totally
in other DC films, so that's a plus right there. But the CGI in this, it's all over the place. Particularly with Steppenwolf, because Steppenwolf's CGI is very different compared to the Snyder Cut. Because in the Snyder Cut, he looks like a monster.
Yeah, the Snyder Cut, he looked like an intimidating villain. When he had the armor on and everything.
And the helmet, too.
And the helmet. Like, dude, he looked like he could beat the whole team if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, he was a force to be reckoned with. It was like their Thanos, if you will.
Right. Hey, at least Thanos had better CGI in Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Steppenwolf is no Loki, but at least Loki had charm and personality.
Exactly. It's like Steppenwolf in 2017, he had nothing. It's like, I'm just this random big buff bad guy that the Justice League needs to stop. I have no backstory. I'm just a villain. Hate me.
I mean, he has the connection to Darkseid as well. And that's only mentioned once. That was only mentioned once.
Yeah.
And the fight scenes, like you said, the fight scenes doesn't help. I mean, they're good fight scenes, but it doesn't help move the story along.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and the other thing is too, it's like, I just pulled a picture up. Like, look at this. It's like he literally looks like a troll from the Beanstalk story with a helmet on. Like, he doesn't even look.
It almost looks like it looks like they're trying to do like the new 52 version of Steppenwolf, where he had the helmet. Looks a little more human, but still more of an alien threat.
Yeah, exactly.
And at least not the 2017. The
2021.
2021. I thought that was intimidating. That is an intimidating villain, and at the same time, felt like a real villain. Steppenwolf in the other film felt like a real villain, and yeah, like you said, he actually had a backstory instead of the 2017 film, because the 2017 film they did not do justice to Steppenwolf in that film.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, there is a next point I want to get to. Here is like the second, like one of the other big problems I had with this picture, and that was the awful jokes.
Oh, yes, the rewrites.
Can we please talk about that for a second?
Yes, let's jump to it.
Literally, those cringy jokes that they put in the Joss Whedon cut, it's just like, I'm like, guys, you're not Marvel. Stop trying to copy Marvel. This is not working. This is cringe overload.
Oh, yes, that is, oh man, like,
good example. When
the brunch. What is brunch? Coming out of Flash's mouth. Ezra Miller playing the Flash in the film had to say, brunch. What is brunch? You wait in line for an hour. Okay, I don't want to say this line, but that was one of the lines in that film.
Yeah, it's just like, and another good example, when Superman picks up Batman at the monument and he drops him and he hits the ground, he's like, yeah, I definitely broke something. I'm like,
oh, that line.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Ha, ha.
Very
so
funny.
hard.
Very funny. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And what was the running... Here's the other thing I could not stand. The running joke of over-sexualizing Wonder Woman. Like, really, guys? Like, that is not her character. Guys, what are you doing? You're literally ruining this character.
I think that was when Joss Whedon was on board.
Yeah, exactly.
That was when Joss Whedon was on board. I don't think Zack Snyder, he would never do that.
No, he would never do that. It's like, guys, this is not Wonder Woman. She isn't some, sexy symbol. She's a hero for young girls to look up to.
She's a warrior, a goddess.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like those stupid, inappropriate shots. I'm like, Josh, are you kidding me? Like...
Oh boy, yeah, and Cyborg. Oh man, I feel like Cyborg was originally going to be the heart of the film, but he was more of a brute in this film.
Yeah, it's like me and my best friend, when we went to go see his film, it's like we tried, man. We tried so hard to care about Cyborg. It's just like he had no screen time, like barely any. It's like he had no room to breathe. So it's like it's not his fault. It's like we just didn't see him enough to get a connection. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. I mean, he does look cool in the cyborg suit, even though it's all CGI. It does look cool, and the CGI can be hit or miss at times.
yeah, but I mean, it looked pretty good. I mean, like, it could have been worse. You know what I mean? It could have been better, but at the same time, it could have been worse. For what they did, it was all right. It did the job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like a lot of people were also pointing fingers at Flash because they thought the dialogue for Flash sounds like Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yeah, that is the best description. It's like I'm Flash trying to act like Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's like no,
Tom Holland Spider-Man is his own thing. The Flash's character is his own thing. This is the problem. They're trying to be Marvel.
it's like
Marvel and DC are two different things, two different rivalries, two different comic book companies.
yes, and it's like Marvel, like DC. I don't know what it is. When it comes to live action films, it always seems to fall apart all the time. And whenever Marvel does something really good, they try to copy them. It's like, guys, can you start thinking of your own thing? Why do you think the Snyder Cut works so well? Because they weren't trying to make a fast cash grab just copying Marvel. Zack had a clear vision of what he wanted.
Even if
his own film.
even if his vision is not perfect,
Yes.
it still worked.
It still worked. Josh Whedon's like, okay, I want to make a quick $1 million cash grab. I'm just going to copy quips and stuff from the Marvel movies. Boom, Justice League.
Well,
Let's go.
it did make over $600 million at the box office on the $300 million budget, but it had to break a certain even point of $750 million. Now that's a box office bomb right there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. Could
Yeah.
not agree more on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
box
Oh,
office was $657.9 million.
At least
That's the exact number.
At least Aquaman made $1 billion at the box office in 2018.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? I still haven't seen it yet.
You still haven't seen Aquaman?
I
yet?
haven't seen it yet. No.
It's it was a pretty good film. I'm not gonna lie. I like that film. And here's the thing. I actually liked Aquaman in the film of Justice League as well, because he wasn't a joke. He wasn't much of a joke because in the comics he's played out as a joke. In this film, he looks completely different. Like, very cool.
Yeah, but it's like,
But still, the writing did not help.
yeah, like literally, it's like when Bruce goes to find him in the Josh Whedon cut, it's like literally the first line, "Hi, man, I heard you can talk to fish." Cringe.
I mean,
cringe alert.
he did say that in the trailer, one of the early trailers for that.
It's like they're trying so hard to make him a comic relief. It's just like, guys, this is neither the time or place.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that scene was not that none of those cringy joke scenes were in the Zack Snyder cut, because they were trying too hard to be funny and it just didn't work.
One of the songs in the Joss Whedon cut where Aquaman walks out of the bar with some whiskey in his hands. I forgot the name of the song, but I thought the song was actually pretty cool. Like, as he was walking out like a cool guy, drinking whiskey, and then goes into the ocean.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool in the 2017 Justice League film, just for that scene. I mean, I was like, whoa, hey, he's not just a butt of a joke in this scene, but still, it still doesn't help for this film.
Yeah, I agree, but it's like, at the same time, that scene was pretty cool though. Like, he's walking across the dock, slow mo, chugs that ball and like smashes it on the dock, takes the tank top off, dives into the water,
and then fights Steppenwolf in what looks to be an underwater kingdom. It's not Atlantis though.
No.
And I thought the underwater CGI was it's murky, but pretty cool, but doesn't help Steppenwolf's CGI.
No, I agree. It's like I feel like there should have been more work done in the CG department. I feel like they didn't. I feel like the team who did it weren't given enough time to to polish it up. You know what I mean? Like add in like finishing touches to make it look better. It kind of feels like they had to make do with what they had.
The same can be said with his first fight with the Amazons when he was getting the first mother box.
Dude, that scene in the Whedon cut, to me it dragged. Like it just felt like it went on and on. It's like, listen, this has nothing to do with like female leads. Like I love female leads. I love these girls. Like they're cool.
I like the first Wonder Woman film.
Yeah, me too. It's just like these girls. It's like they were hyped up to look so tough, and everything. And then they just get their butts handed to them,
I mean,
in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you watch the Zack Snyder film of Justice League, the scene where Steppenwolf fights the Amazons, their line of dialogue was pretty different. Like in the Joss Whedon cut, it says, "You will not like your welcome." And then I thought this line was actually kind of funny, and it's this line that Steppenwolf says, "Oh, I think I will," because he sends his parademon army. It kind of got me giggled a bit.
Yeah.
It got me giggled a bit. But in the 2021 version, the Amazon Queen tells the rest of the Amazons, show them your fear. And then they all reply, "We have no fear."
Yeah, like that was cool. And that harkens back to what I was trying to say earlier. It's like, here's my problem. In the Whedon cut, these girls were they were beaten so badly in the Whedon cut. But in the Zack Snyder cut, they were actually a very good force to be reckoned with. Sure, they still lost, but they put up one heck of a fight. For what they had.
They even sacrificed each other to defeat Steppenwolf.
Yes.
And when their fortress came down.
Yeah, and it's like in the Whedon cut, they just looked like mindless AI characters in a video game just being mowed down by the bad guys.
Yeah.
It's like, and that kind of contradicts yourself because these girls were established in the first Wonder Woman film as being pretty tough and a force to be reckoned with. And it feels like Whedon didn't understand that in his version.
Right, exactly. Even in the Underwater Kingdom, oh man, the Underwater Kingdom got a little bloody in the Snyder cut.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, especially when Mira was sucking out Steppenwolf's blood, kind of like bloodbending from Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got bloody in the Zack Snyder cut, but not in the Joss Whedon cut. But other than that, I mean, we got a couple more fight scenes with Steppenwolf with the Justice League. Now, here's the thing. I thought the Steppenwolf fighting the Justice League twice, that's still good, but where's the build-up to that?
Yeah, it's like in Whedon's cut, there was like no build-up. It's like, oh, okay, guys, we gotta go fight him again. Let's go fight. It's like, there's no like preparation or anything. It just cuts to it.
Even Steppenwolf's interrogation in the first fight of the victims about the mother box. Where's my mother box?
It's like, what are you? Are you Christian Bale Batman? Like, where are the other drugs going?
At least Christian Bale's Batman was intimidating.
Exactly.
For his interrogations.
Mm-hmm. And this is just like, sorry, bro, it's not. You can't do that. Like that's not working.
I know, but the fight scenes between Steppenwolf and the Justice League, it felt disjointed because of the way how it's edited. Because one thing I wanted to point out was the Flash was supposed to hit a parademon during that first fight scene with Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that in the Snyder cut. But it's just the way how it's edited and the way that Batman is fighting. Oh man, I seen better fights. I seen better Batman fights in not only Christopher Nolan's Batman, but in the first 4 Batman films from Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, I'm even going to go on a bigger note and say that, like, dude, I might backtrack a little bit. Those fight scenes in the Whedon cut near the end of the film when they're fighting the creatures, I had never seen Batman look so useless.
Yeah.
He barely did anything. He was running around shooting some down with an alien gun he picked up. It's like everybody else is kicking butt, and he's just over here not really contributing. He looked so pointless.
Yeah.
Like,
Even Superman showed up at the final battle.
yeah, and it's like literally, Adam West. I saw more Batman action in the Adam West show. Like, come on.
Exactly, yeah. And the resurrection of Superman, though, I thought that was pretty cool too. They did had a pretty cool fight, but that mustache was still there.
Yeah, and that's the other problem that I have with the Whedon cut. Superman, the rush to bring him back made no sense. It's like literally the minute the movie starts, that's the first thing they're thinking about is bringing him back. Like in Zack Snyder's cut, that was they thought of that plan about halfway through, because after that first battle with Steppenwolf, they're like, okay, we need help. We can't do this on our own. We need Superman back. In the Whedon cut, they're like, we need to bring him back, and there's no reason to. You know what I mean? Like, It's just like, we need him back ASAP. He literally just died in the previous film, but it's like, it was so rushed to bring him back. No build-up, no story or conflict or anything leading up to that decision of risking bringing him back.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's they literally rushed that part. And the fight scene with Superman and the members of the Justice League, that was supposed to be a little longer. I mean, we got that in the Snyder cut with different music, but at least you got the Superman parts of the Superman theme. I mean, nice. It was a nice little twist too, like as if he doesn't know what's going on. Like he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. It's like, and the other thing too that I didn't understand was like the film, like Whedon's cut didn't really explain why he just suddenly goes good. It's like he comes back to life, has no idea what's going on.
Obviously, Lois Lane came in.
Yeah, that's true, but it's like Lois shows up. Oh, Clark, you're alive. Oh, I'm normal again. Like, oh, okay, that's how that works. But it's
then they went back to the barn. They went back to the barn in Smallville, probably Smallville.
Mm-hmm.
They went back to the barn and have a conversation in an obvious green screen.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, there's like a green screen in the background. Like you can definitely see. I mean, you can tell it's an obvious green screen because of the background.
It's like, guys, you're telling me there was nowhere you could go to do a barn scene? It's just like, come over to Illinois. There's literally abandoned barns everywhere. Like,
I mean,
like, come
yeah,
on.
exactly. Oh man, that was.
And it's just like,
I mean, yeah, but now it cuts to the Justice League fighting Steppenwolf. Now, oh man, I mean, with the red background.
yeah, and it's just like the whole fight scene with all of them, like this, just like, here's my problem. It's like, couldn't you guys have done this on a real set? Did you really have to CG an entire city?
They actually did CG the New York battle, but they actually filmed just the exterior shots of New York City and then blended in with some CGI for the Avengers.
Yeah.
Which was a very cool trick.
That was a cool trick.
But for this one, no, they just went with CGI. At least the Zack Snyder one was a bit better.
Oh, yeah, like, New York looked like an actual city, you know? Like, in Whedon's cut, it just, no people to be seen
exactly,
whatsoever.
Because there was even people in that scene. Plus, we don't even see Desaad or Darkseid. Now, I didn't mind the I didn't mind Darkseid not being in this film, but him in the Snyder Cut, I was like, oh boy, oh boy, now that's gonna be a real threat coming up, and also the flashback. Can I talk about the flashback scene very quickly, because Steppenwolf was in the flashback battle in the film, while Darkseid was in the flashback battle for the Snyder Cut. Now, I feel like those two could be reversed. They could have. I feel like it's reversed because it probably would, because Steppenwolf being in the flashback battle going for the mother boxes would have made more sense. Because he did get the mother boxes in both films.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a little nitpicking right there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, like, it's okay to nitpick. I do that a lot with films that I just don't like. I try not to be that guy, but it's like, when you take like film classes in school, you tend to notice more things than what most people do. So I don't think you should feel guilty. It's just like, you learn so many things, so it's like your brain notices things the average person doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. But going back to the final battle, yeah, it's a pretty useless battle. I mean, cool battle, but useless at the same time because of the CGI. Even his defeat. Oh man, his defeat with Wonder Woman chopping off his axe. The axe. You know, the weapon that he has?
Yeah.
And then gets sucked up into a boom tube with full parademons because parademons feed on fear because Steppenwolf's afraid. Yeah, Steppenwolf loses his helmet at the end.
Yeah.
But what we saw in the Snyder Cut was his head being chopped off by Wonder Woman.
Yeah, like that was so epic.
They actually kept the same shot when Wonder Woman was chopping off his axe for Steppenwolf's head.
Yes.
Like, how did they do that?
Yeah, that was awesome. And
that was awesome, but but I'm talking about, like, instead of like chopping off Steppenwolf's head, they chopped off Steppenwolf's axe.
Yeah, and it's just like, in the Whedon cut, his defeat, it just did not feel earned, like, at all. Literally, Superman comes in, and it's
beats
just a
the living snot out of him.
Literally, he just runs in, hits him a few times. Wonder Woman comes in, does her swings with the sword.
Aquaman fights Steppenwolf as well.
Yeah, and they all come in, they get their hits in, then he's taken care of.
I mean, Cyborg, on the other hand, was doing more with the mother boxes. Flash, on the other hand, is trying to catch up to the people, but Superman caught up to the Flash.
Yeah, I do. Literally, oh my gosh. That whole scene when Flash is just running around the CG city saving these random civilians, I'm like, it's like, okay, I understand what you're trying to do here, but it's like, you can literally cut this out and it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, and
Like the scene when he looks over and he sees Superman carrying a building, I get you're trying to be funny, but it's like, can we get back to the main battle? It's like, I'm not interested in watching 20 minutes of these two rescuing random civilians that we know nothing about.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, though, they did save the world, and then obviously a cliche, and then building up the Justice League. They let me see this. Bruce Wayne buying the bank, trying to set up a Hall of Justice. 6 chairs. Well, maybe there should be 7 because there's 7 members of the Justice League.
Yes.
But then at the end of the day, Lois Lane does a narration. Everybody in the Justice League is doing their usual thing, and let me tell you this: the final shot with Superman, where he takes off his shirt, revealing his Superman symbol. That is actually Zack Snyder's shot.
Yeah, because like that harkens back to to the original 78
with
Superman.
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve, yeah. Like that was a nice little callback in my opinion to that.
Yeah. That was a good scene, but still not enough
enough
for this film. Not even the post-credit scene with Deathstroke and Lex Luthor was enough.
Yeah, like that whole scene I just didn't like. Like Deathstroke, they got the look down. Like he looked like he walked off of the Arkham Origins video game.
He,
he, he, did, yeah. He looked just like that. I love the look, but like Deathstroke, they got the look down. Like he looked like he walked off of the Arkham Origins video game. He looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the look, but like he looked just like that. I love the Lex Luthor in this universe, I could not care less about. Like
Jesse Eisenberg.
It's just like, Jesse, it's not your fault. It's just like, you're just not this character, dude. You don't look like him. You don't have the voice. It's like, I'm sorry, dude. You're not Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. I mean, at least Gene Hackman and Kevin Spacey had a little more for Lex Luthor.
Yeah, they had more Lex Luthor-y. Like honestly, like I think the best live action Lex Luthor was an actor named his name is Michael. Have you seen Smallville?
No, I have not.
I actually binged that whole show last year, and in my opinion, that show had the best Superman and definitely the best Lex Luthor. The actor who played him in that, his name was Michael
Rosenbaum.
Yeah. In my opinion, he was the best live action Lex Luthor. And it's just like, with Jesse, it's like, I don't see any Lex Luthor-ness in him, especially in Batman vs. Superman.
You kind of see the Riddler.
It's like the dude acts more like a mix of Riddler and Joker, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
And then they use the stupid, I was abused by my dad cliche for him being the way he is. I'm like, guys, you could have thought of a better way to make this villain interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole after credits scene added nothing to the film, and it could have been cut as well.
That could have been cut as well, but after that, that's the end of the film.
And
so
that's it.
That's basically it. And here's the thing, like I had a mixed reception about this film, but looking back to it now, it did not hold up.
Yeah, it didn't, dude. It did not hold up. Like, its relevance went away very, very fast. Like, I'll never forget walking out of the theater, me and my best friend. We had never felt so much disappointment in our lives. Like,
yeah.
I was so disappointed.
Even Deadpool in the teaser trailer for Deadpool 2 even poked fun of the Superman mustache for Cable's arm.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. It's like, at the same time, I'm happy that the Whedon cut exists, because without that, we wouldn't have gotten the amazing jokes.
Yes.
And like in the Deadpool movies, poking
it was
fun.
It was in a trailer, though, but it wasn't in the film. It was in that trailer.
Yeah.
Because
I saw that
you
trailer.
see the green sleeve on Josh Brolin's arm for Cable, and then Deadpool is like, it's not like we're trying to remove a mustache.
Yeah, I'm like, I see what you did there.
Yeah, I got that joke, and he was like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the best. So at the same time, it's like you're kind of happy the film exists, because without it, we wouldn't have gotten all the running jokes that we got going on now. So I guess in the end, it wasn't like 100% bad. It did have its moments.
It had its moments, but at the same time, it left the door open for multiple jokes to be poked fun at for future films. So that's probably a silver lining for that. But now we know what went down behind the scenes, including Joss Whedon as well, because there's been a lot of controversy about Joss Whedon that prior to the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
So anyway, we'll wrap it up right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I had a lot of fun recording this. Like, thank you for having me back on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Like, it's fun getting, I guess, having a little mini rant session, if you will, about this stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope everyone who listens to this enjoy themselves, and stay classy out there, fellow listeners.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in to Codo Cinema. I'm your host, Mark Codo, a.k.a. Codo Man.
And Christian Taylor.
Remember to watch movies and stay positive.